Hey, it's Osman with House Einstein. As you'll discover by watching this video, the structure on this property has clear signs of foundation failure. It's what happens when you ignore negative slope and poor drainage for long periods of time. In my opinion, the house is too far gone to be restored at a reasonable price. Therefore, the market value is that of a dirt lot minus the cost of demo. We advised our client to pass because demo is expensive in Boulder. Homes cannot just be scraped into a dumpster, they have to be deconstructed. If your broker tells you that's no big deal, find a better realtor. And if you're looking for one, you'll find us at houseeinstein.com.
Hey, it's Osman with House Einstein, and we're here doing a tour of 2037 Mapleton for a client that's asked us to preview it. Let's take a look. The house is 5 houses in from 20th Street, which should be relatively quiet. It's a nice section of Mapleton. Alright, here's what it looks like from the outside, and already you can see some pretty significant signs of deferred maintenance on the house. I think there's some concerns with the structural integrity of some of these walls. It looks like it's brickwork, but it's been coated over with stucco and shows signs of long-term water damage. There's cracks along the face. Pretty substantial cracks all around the stucco. These do look like historic windows that at some point someone added a second window for insulation purposes. That was pretty common back in the day, before double pane windows, as a way to help insulate a home. So it looks like an additional room or two were added to the exterior. You can see the difference in style on the exterior finished wall. But there again you have signs of brickwork beneath the stucco. So maybe this shed room was added. We'll take a look farther back from the yard and maybe get a sense of what occurred back here. It also looks like there's another dwelling in the far back. This may just be a garage. But the listing agent did allude to multiple structures, so we'll take a look at that. Yeah, it does look like it's just the shed that was added onto the exterior on the left side of the house. We'll come back to this structure at the end. Most likely it's just a garage. It's padlocked. So let's see if we can peer through the window. Yeah, probably cannot see through all the dirt, but it does appear to be a two-car garage, not a living structure. Okay. Let's finish our little exterior walk before we head inside the house. See if there's more that we can see. Fortunately, with the heavy snow, more signs of foundation and structural issues that a new owner is almost certainly going to want to address. I kind of like it when it snows, because when you start to see the icicles forming after only 24 to 48 hours, that more structural stuff. And this is what happens with negative slope over 10, 15 years or longer. You end up with settling issues. But the icicles are a great sign of not a lot of insulation in the roof, in the attic spaces, because the heat in the house is melting the roof. And if you look around at the neighboring houses, you can see most of them are not have that giant icicle buildup. So more signs of deferred maintenance on the outside. You can now get a sense of why the home was priced as steeply valued at such a discount, at such a low price. Okay, let's take a look inside. All right, now we're entering the house to the backside. It's not exactly a great sign when foam board has been attached to a winter screen door in order to better insulate the house. Okay, we're inside the house. I just walked in through that the back door that's foam insulated. There's a shot of the panel. It looks like it's been updated at some point from knob and tube, but it is certainly a much older panel without a lot of amperage to the service. I think today's code is 150 amp, or it might even be 200 amp, but these older homes, you could be looking at 100 amp service or even less. All right, so I have not walked through the house before shooting this video. We are seeing it as I am seeing it walking in for the first time, and lots of settling cracks, which are not a surprise given what we saw on the outside of the house. The kitchen pretty much is in need of a complete gut, and if you look at the top of the window, you can probably tell in the video that that is not even remotely level. So more signs of settling and foundation issues. And I think we now know why the listing is marketed as having a demo permit available. Given the scale of work required, I think this kitchen is, at a minimum, is a complete gut and redo before we even get into the rest of the house. I'm guessing that's the conclusion we're going to reach. By the way, I'm 6'2" and my forehead is about to hit the top of this door into the bathroom. Okay, clawfoot tub, hardwood floors that are quite damaged, and a sink in the middle of the room, which is extremely unusual. It looks like there was a wall here at one point, perhaps, and this was, I don't even know what to make of this. I've never seen a sink in the middle of a room like that before. Okay, well, let's keep going through. All right, well, that was nice of them to leave out some Halloween candy. Oh my, that wall is bowing. Those cracks are massive and have been patched many times. At this point, it's almost certainly a complete demo project, and we could probably cut the video out, but since we're here, we might as well finish up and see what we can see. So, love the exposed brick interior. That's really popular these days. Looks like somebody at some point was trying to insulate this. There's foam in all the cracks so that they can live here, and giant step cracks on all the walls, and cobwebs. There's the front door. Looks like there was probably a wood-burning stove there at some point. I see the access to the chimney. It's sad to see a house reach this point of life where it's been neglected for decades, and maybe tenant occupied or maybe not, but clearly it has not had much work done in a very long time. Nice to see the meditation cushion. Okay, and this is the closet and storage room. The access to the basement is through that back hatch on the outside, but we're going to skip that. And let's take a look upstairs. Got to admit, I'm a little nervous about even walking around in this house, given its state of neglect, what I might find, or falling through a floor. It's got a real haunted house kind of feel to it. Nice that it's a bright, sunny day. Okay, so there's a bedroom on the upper level. Signs of plaster falling off the walls. That's how drywall used to be done. That's what a plaster wall looks like. Lots of cracks. Okay, this is the second bedroom on the upper level. And this is at most a closet with some storage in the eaves. All right, I think we can head back out at this point. I guess as this house is right on the edge of condemnation, I almost certainly would never pass for a rental license given how unsafe it feels in here. I'm not specifically looking for any sorts of violations, but this particular one is done. Okay, we're back outside. And I'm actually quite relieved to not be in that house. You know, I see a lot of houses. It's rare that I feel like I'm walking into a death trap. I guess I shouldn't call it a death trap, but it definitely did not feel safe. And this should have been the warning sign, is when you get a padlock on the outside to keep people out. Okay, we're relocked, and I think we can put a fork in it. This one's done. Okay, that wraps up the showing, and just a few thoughts about this house before I walk off. It's almost certainly being marketed at dirt value, minus the cost of the demolition. Assuming the permit's been fully granted and approved, it makes sense. The overall foundation is completely compromised. The house is falling apart inside in so many ways. And at this price point, dirt is what it's worth, or even less, given that you have to demo the house and possibly that back garage as well and start over. And per the emails I've been exchanging with this client, it's not an RMX1, so I'm not sure multiple dwellings are possible on this lot. Most likely are not, and that's something that you would want to consult with on an architect to verify before you pull the trigger. It's most likely just a single-family house lot in a great location, and in the long run, this location should support the valuation of a completely new home here. All right, thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.